Autumn's that time of year when it finally starts to get cool enough that I can pick up on my afternoon walks with the boys. We absolutely love watching as the trees slowly start to change colour and feeling the leaves crunching underfoot. For me, it's the fragrances and the aromas of fall and the fact that it's always a great time to get together with family that have inspired me to create an amazing rustic fall-themed dessert party. Today I'm reinventing a classic dessert table by not using a table at all. Being inspired by the colours and textures of the season, I'm going to repurpose some old apple crates and create a dessert feature that doesn't rely on a table and can be used absolutely anywhere. I love this because it can not only be used for fall and autumn themed events or Thanksgiving, but it also makes for a perfect rustic wedding centerpiece. I'm going to show you how to make some beautiful cinnamon spice cupcakes. We're going to add a little bit of warmth with some fairy light accents, and we're going to DIY up those apple crates, adding some colour and texture. This is a really hands-on dessert feature to build, so essentially you're going to have your inner DIY on pretty much the whole time you're putting it together. The one thing that I think adds a lot more impact than anyone would think is adding in those touches of femininity to what's otherwise a very masculine sort of a rustic wooden look. We've used the flowers and they've really helped to lighten the mood a little bit and add in those beautiful spots of colour. But what I want to do now is I want to DIY our apple crates. So rather than just having a regular apple crate, which you can sort of see through and they all look a little bit the same, we're going to make some of them a little bit unique by using some fabrics to DIY them and bring that masculinity down a bit with some beautiful feminine prints. I visited my local thrift store and I found just some fabric cut-offs, so you can use as many different colours and styles as you like, but try to stick with those fall-themed colours and things like birds and flowers and beautiful sort of outdoorsy patterns that you know are going to complement your rustic dessert feature as best as they can. Because the base of your apple crate isn't completely solid, I use just a piece of solid cardboard to wrap my fabric around. Make sure you pull it nice and tight or give it an iron before you wrap it so you don't have any wrinkles and creases in there, and then just a little bit of craft glue on the back to attach. You can glue that to the back of your apple crate, and I didn't do all of mine. I just sort of spotted them throughout the feature. So I've got some of that wood, I've got some of those beautiful patterns. These I think are a beautiful addition to the outdoor feature, but when I'm done with those, I'm taking them inside and I'm going to add them to one of my rooms in the house as a gorgeous inside feature. I had so much fun picking out the sweet elements for the dessert table today. I wanted to focus on all sweets and I really wanted to encompass the flavours and the colours of fall. I went with some donuts because I love the fact that donuts are never absolutely perfect. I chose them with some nutty fillings, I got some really good chocolate ones and some plain powdered sugar, and the smells coming off these are reminding me of almost like a big, full, hearty kind of a dessert rather than a light little cupcake. I also opted for some cookies. For the flavours of fall, think oatmeal raisin. You can throw in a few chocolate chips because life's better with chocolate. Something like ginger snaps really just sort of brings out those beautiful earthy fall flavours. The ones that I'm really excited about today are in fact cupcakes, and these are my go-to cupcakes for fall. This is a cinnamon spice cupcake recipe, and I've baked in fall coloured cupcake wrappers because I want to make sure that everything in this party is complementing something else and matching in with our fall colours. A little bit of vanilla cinnamon spice buttercream piped on in just a really easy swirl makes these really quite simple and doesn't take them too over the top. Because we like them to be just a touch more than simple, I'm going to roll the sides of them in some fall coloured sprinkles, and I'm going to make a super cute, super simple little chocolate acorn to go on top. To make your acorns, all you're going to need is some kisses, you're going to need a candy melt and a chocolate chip, and we're just going to stick it together using a little bit of melted chocolate. These are not only gorgeous, but they're simple enough that we haven't gone too crazy in the decorating, and we're still retaining that warm rustic feel while encompassing the beautiful flavours and the smells that fall encourages. I wish I could share the smells that I'm getting right here. It's cinnamon, it's spice, and it's ginger, and it's just reminding me of everything fall. The most important styling feature of our dessert display today are in fact those little apple crates. So I've used a mix of different colours, and I've also tried to find ones that are sort of differently aged. From regular size, slightly smaller, some that are slightly imperfect. We also managed to find some old mason jar containers which make for perfect little cupcake shelves with a really unique difference. I love the idea of repurposing old things because I think that it just adds that warmth and it kind of adds that pre-loved kind of feeling. Fall for me always symbolizes warmth, so gatherings with families and kind of those nice twilight afternoons. I decided to use some fairy lights in some mason jars, and we covered them with a little bit of sort of hessian here as a way to disguise the battery packs that come with them. They're hidden underneath the hessian. I popped those just in little sort of random intervals, and I've also got some gorgeous twigs at the end that have got some fairy lights woven through them to bring that rustic and earthy kind of feeling and look to the overall table, as well as adding a little bit of height. When choosing my flowers today, I really had a great time picking out some beautiful colors, and it's really nice to sometimes get away from the traditional pinks and go for those reds, yellows, and oranges, those really rustic fall colors. I think the blooms add more to this dessert feature than anybody gives them credit for. Really, I think they're kind of the star of the show. You'll notice with everything I've chosen today, it's all got that really rustic earthen feel, from the cupcake stands to the slabs of wood that we've managed to find to the hay bale. Just have to think about what you might have lying around, because in this dessert table, old is definitely new again. Generally, when you have a get together, everybody offers to bring something, but I've normally got dessert covered. So for my fall parties, I love to get everybody to bring a different colored bunch of blooms. That way I get a great assortment, I can make all of my beautiful little bouquets, and it kind of adds that personal touch from every single one of your guests. I love the unique idea behind styling the party in this way, but the thing that I love most about it is the idea that family and friends are getting together, and all of those beautiful, warm and rustic touches, to me, they symbolize great times with great family and great friends.